Good day, everyone. For our scene review, we chose a moment from Memories of Murder, directed by Bong Joon-ho, a South Korean crime thriller inspired by real events. The scene we'll focus on is when detectives stage an reenactment of a murder with Won-ho and his father suddenly barging in.
Throughout the movie, my favorite character has to be Detective So Tae-yeon. He's calm, analytical, and logical amidst the chaos. But in this particular scene, I'm actually more drawn into Gwang-ho.
Same here, Won-ho isn't even one of the detectives. But in this scene, he becomes the emotional core. You can see how terrified and confused he is. Being forced to reenact a murder that he didn't even commit. And then his father came around. He appears, and everything changes. It becomes less about the investigation and more about a father trying to protect his son.
It's heartbreaking that Gwang-ho isn't just a suspect, but is a victim of a flawed system. Just like many people that is caught between the crossbar of justice and desperation.
The setting: a muddy rural field under a gloomy skies. Feels raw and realistic. Bong Joon-ho captures what life is like in the 1980s South Korea. Underdeveloped, tense, and uncertain.
It also reflects social issues that still resonates today. The film exposes how limited resources, lack of technology, and pressure from the authority can lead to mistakes in law enforcements.
Even as Filipinos, we can relate to it. We've seen cases of our own country where investigations rely more on pressure than on evidence, and where innocent people end up suffering. The realism of this scene makes it hit even harder because it feels like something that could really happen. Those words are simple, but they carry so much emotion. After all the shouting and accusations, this short exchange feels painfully human. It's the only moment of truth and comfort in the entire chaos.
It reminded us that sometimes the greatest act of love is believing in someone when no one else does. The father's words aren't just reassurance, they're an act of faith.
Personally, it made me reflect on how powerful it is to have someone stand by you, especially when the world is against you. It's a moment that speaks about trust, love, and the need to be understood.
The central theme of Memories of Murders is the fragility of justice and how innocence can be destroyed through desperation.
This scene shows how the detective's obsession with solving the case blinds them to compassion. It's a reminder that truth can't be forced and justice without empathy becomes cruelty.
Our takeaway is that truth and humanity should always go hand in hand. It's not enough to catch the culprit, but what matters is that we are protecting those innocent along the way.
We would both recommend Memories of Murder because it's not just a crime film, it's a reflection of society, human flaws, and consequence of obsession.
Overall, this film has its moments. One of our takeaways is probably the cinematography and acting itself. It's really made well. We'd actually give this movie a 5 out of 5 stars for its emotional depth, storytelling, and realism.
In the end, the reenactment scene with Gong Ho and his father remind us that behind every cases are real people. People who just want to be believed and people who love them enough to stand by them.